We are here at Winnekinni, October 14th, 2023. We're gonna walk the grounds and see if we can capture anything. There was a murder-suicide here back in 2012. There was a tragic incident of a young 13-year-old boy, a hanging, amongst other reported incidents. We're here with Mikey, John, Brian, Kayla, and myself.
What would you like to know? It was built. It started construction in 1873. The man's name was James Nichols. He was a doctor, a scientist. He did a lot of things, personal hobbies. He so like a horticulturalist, a botanist. He was doing chemical experiments on developing new kinds of fertilizer and stuff. Haverhill was a farming community.
Mm-hmm.
So he had toured Ireland and Europe, in the 1870s. It was just inspired by all the castles in Ireland, I guess you could say, in Europe. And when he'd come home, it was supposedly an experiment. Like there's glacial stone and stuff, but he was also using stones that he would dig up in the field, and he was trying to, show Haverhill farms, because Haverhill was a farming community, that there was an actual use to the stones that you would dig up out of your land. A lot of people were building property lines, like and stuff. You see the old colonial property lines,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like a free resource. That sounded like Haverhill. Right? So that was the short of it. He built it as a summer home. He would be up here. He had a wooden. You could find some old pictures on Google. There was an old wooden structure that was actually his lookout tower. That was actually taller than the castle.
Oh wow!
Right where the tree is, a big, massive observation tent, tower. And so my understanding is in the 1890s he was getting elderly, and he sold it off to another family member who also had the castle. Same situation. And then in 1910, his family wasn't using it anymore. That's when the city of Haverhill acquired the land and the property. They were all developing this into conservation land to protect the watershed. And then from there on out, it's still here.
And it's my understanding that the guy who helped build this...
Not 100% sure if it was the family member that James Nichols had sold it to. I think his name was Thomas Webb. I could be wrong on that. I'm not 100% sure if he was the one who built the L house and the carriage barn. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's what they've told me. So.
Gotcha.
Did you want to talk about the deaths or no? Not at all.
I wasn't here to experience this one.
Okay.
Other than the young man that was here,
Yeah.
he left his car, he went off into the woods, and was a young man, tragic. What else was there?
There was the little boy.
The other one is only what's been told to me. I wasn't living in Haverhill, but there was a young boy apparently. He might have been 12 years old at the time. There was, I don't know if he was, again, after 30-something years, the stories kind of change.
I did see it in the paper. I looked up an article.
Yeah, I don't know if the guy was an escapee from a mental home or something like that, but the guy wasn't right, obviously. And he, I guess he snatched up a little boy and brought him out into the woods. And unfortunately at the old foundation, the old mansion foundation, from what I understand, is where they eventually found them.
Mm-hmm.
And
then...
it's a sad story for a lot of people. I even see people bringing it up every so often, talking about it in the local groups. And it shook the community.
Of course.
I guess that would.
Of course, yeah.
Well, the things that were done to him were very
Yeah, I mean, I don't even
Brutal.
want to think about it. I mean, I have a child of my own, and that,
Me too.
you know, it frightens me every day when I hear things like that.
And then in 2012, right here is where the murder
2012 was
suicide
right
happened.
here.
And you said it was the female shot the male.
Yep. Again, that's how I heard it. She shot him, then took her own, and they were found the next morning by a couple of joggers, and when they were banging on the caretaker's house, and yeah. So that's the three that I know of. But of course, you know,
Right. And so the first spot that we're going to was, what was it
the old
again?
mansion,
The old mansion.
Birchbrow Estates. Yep.
That's where they found the boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That used to be a very elaborate mansion in like the early 1900s.
Still love the driveway.
His name was Thomas Sanders. There's actually a little bit of information out there on a sign. He was one of the original 5 investors
In the telephone.
in Alexander Graham Bell's telephone, and when this stocks went crazy, you know, he made all his money and built this elaborate mansion, and then they tore it down in the 1940s, I believe. I guess the guy was he was into the leather mill originally, and I haven't been able to find it, but people tell me there's still remnants of leather on the roads, because like he paved his roads with leather.
Wow.
Which was interesting, and I thought, why would you do that? But they didn't have cars. It would have been good for the horses' feet, I'm imagining.
That would make a lot of sense. Yeah.
But,
I never heard of that. It's pretty crazy.
yeah, I hear people say there's still remnants. I have not been able to find them, you know.
Well, that's interesting. All right.
Maybe you might tonight.
Do you guys need anything? Or we got everything?
And yeah, keep his. There's a stable. The first one here is a stable.
Yeah, it's the one for my motorcycle, that's why. But it's got like, I bought it in New York for like $100.
These little windows right here would have been for the horses, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna go down that way.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a walk. Probably be there in about, 5 minutes or so.
Try this little one out first. It's really quiet. So. A lot of traffic is going here. If anyone's, I thought it said Winnekinni at first. If you died in the spot, can you say dead? We've come to talk to some people that killed themselves right here. Are you still here? If you're still here, say here.
What's the name of the castle that we're at right now?
Who shot you? Who was it? Was it your girlfriend? If it was your
Yes.
girlfriend, can you say it? Can you say girlfriend?
Was it your wife?
Was your wife your wife?
Yeah.
Are you still mad at each other? If you are, say mad. You need help? If you do, say help, please.
There's a little boy here.
Good try.
What's your name, little boy?
How old are you? 12. I heard 12. I heard 12.
How old are you?
I heard a little kid's voice.
How did you die? Do you remember?
No.
Oh.
Is the little boy still here?
Little boy, if you stay here, can you stay here? Not, yeah.
As a kid, yeah. I don't think it's like the kid's voices are supposed to be.
Did you
Boy.
die?
I heard boy.
Did you die here?
Or for some reason, I don't know. How old are you?
Child, bro.
There's no child voices.
Can you say hi to Kayla? Hi. Can you say Kayla's name?
I swear I heard Brian.
Do you like Brian? Brian? Want a cigarette? Please? That's right.
Mama.
Little boy, what is your name? Here? Everybody's saying bye to us. Nobody wants us to. Can you say murder?